and welcome to the live coaching call in the Facebook group. I am so glad that you guys are here.
Recording in progress.
I'm recording now. So I've decided that I'm just going to go live on Instagram and Facebook each time. But if you're watching on Instagram, feel free to join the Facebook group. It's in the link in my bio to get some solid coaching in every single Tuesday until my maternity leave hits in May. We are going to be doing these every Tuesday at 11 to 12. So if you want some coaching, get in here. And today we are going to be starting with Chef Shelly. So go ahead, Shelly, give us a win and then whatever you want coaching on. And then we'll go to Kylie and then potentially Dr. Jemay if you would like some coaching too.
So I was so inspired last week. You mentioned one of your students who was doing DMs on LinkedIn.
Yes.
Who is that?
Okay, so one of the things that I find really interesting is LinkedIn. And again, say for everybody, focus on one platform. Get one platform down, then expand. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my people are there.
They might be. But yeah, so with the messaging people on LinkedIn, what was the question that you had about it?
My win is just that I was very inspired by the quantity of outreach she was doing.
Yes.
And the money. The money was very inspiring.
Yeah, because, so for anyone who is just joining us, they reached out to, I think it was 100 people a day on LinkedIn. Yeah. And with LinkedIn and TikTok, you can message 100 people a day. With Facebook and Instagram, it's 50. So I recommend for you guys doing like 10 less than whatever is recommended, just in case you need to respond to people, you know? So like I say do 40 on Instagram or Facebook, and then you've got 10 that you can wiggle room. So she messaged 100 people a day in LinkedIn, and then she ended up signing, I think it was around a client a week, and she's like, that's $6,000 a week. So yeah, this works for me. And I was like, yeah.
And you said that she wasn't even asking a question or anything. She was just, yeah. So remind me, what's her name again?
It's Siobhan. She's going to be one of the guest coaches that you guys are going to have over my maternity leave. She's going to be leading and she's going to talk to you about her strategy to do that. But one of the things that we were talking about is what she was doing is what you guys might have to do. So I actually refilmed the mastermind modules, and the managing leads one talks about this. But within that, there are phases of managing leads. The first phase is what I talk about in 5-Figure Foundation, where you're just talking to your current network, building relationships there, which is what you've been doing. But there comes a time when either you might have a small audience and that would hit all the people in your audience. And then there's another time where you just might talk to all of them already, all of your people, and then you need to reach out from there. So what she's doing is, because she has a smaller audience, she's just doing connection requests. That means that she's finding random people on LinkedIn and friending them, essentially. You know what I mean? And so for you within your business, you'll get to a point where you've exhausted all of your followers, all of your email subscribers, and then you might need to go. And the way that she discerned it is her husband is a physician and she has her doctorate. So she looked up doctors, and that gives her an in. That gives her a familiarity point. I talk about this in 5-Figure Foundation too. But then, so what I did when I did this, it's actually trickier on LinkedIn, I have found, because you want to start by asking a closed-ended question to the randos. You want to be talking to them about something that you have as a commonality. And a lot of things on LinkedIn are already listed. When you graduated, where you went to school, literally everything is already listed. So it makes it kind of hard to be like, where did you get certified? It says it right here. How long have you had a business? It says it right there. Who do you help with your business? Right here. You know what I mean? With Instagram, I found it's a little bit easier because I will just go to places like the life coach school, and I'll be like, are you certified or are you not certified? I don't know. And it doesn't typically say it on their profile. You know what I mean? So then it gives me an in to create a conversation with randos.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So, Yeah, I'm doing one of those things that you say, you teach a certain way, and then you say you take it or you adjust it or you leave it, depending on where you fits it. So
Adopt, abandon, baby. We love it.
I'm adjusting that right now and doing more because my Facebook group is so old and I have so many people in there, and I have been more aggressive in messaging in the past. So I've set a higher goal than that, and we'll see how it goes. And I have several backup accounts, so I'm not concerned of it. No one will know the difference of which account I'm using. So that's what I'm playing with on that. So my question I want coaching on is, I am a 5-figure earner, and my goal is to be a 6-figure and then a 7-figure earner. And you say things about like the 6-figure, like you just said something on the scaling call we just had, and you said something about when you're not a 6-figure earner, you're very problem focused, and when you're a 6-figure earner, you're very solutions focused. So I want coaching on not just the belief of the 6 figures, but the feeling of it, because I'm very in, if I just do the things will, I'm very in the A line.
Yeah.
And always have been. The A line is,
You and me both,
a comfy place. Yeah. So that's what I want coaching on.
Okay. So here is what I have found. So the way I like to think about for being a 5 to 6 to 7 figure earner, when you're thinking about developing that level of self-concept, the 7-figure self-concept is actually what I want you to live into. So when I am thinking about how I show up, it's like I don't know if I've ever talked to you about this specifically, but I think a lot of people, if you are trying to get to make $1 million in 1 year, I think people think that if you do a lot of things, then you will be a 7-figure earner, and then you will have 7 figures, and then you will be a 7-figure earner. Versus the feeling and the mindset that I want you to be in is I want you to embody being a 7-figure earner now. Like, how
is that? Yeah, that's where I get, not the have, do, be, the be, do, have. Yeah, yes. I know the concept and I clearly do not understand it.
Yes, but I think at least you're close enough. Okay, so when we're thinking about what you're doing, if I were to say message 100 people on LinkedIn, for instance, the way that you would do that as a 6-figure earner with a 6-figure self-concept would be very different than somebody who has a 7-figure self-concept. You would sit up straighter. You would ask more pertinent questions. You wouldn't give a crap if people are like, I'm not going to respond to you. You'd be like, I've got 100 people to message today. Do you see the difference?
Yeah. I think the way I'm DMing now is I'm thinking of it as a task to check off, and I'm not leaning into the like when you say 6-figure and 7-figure, I think about like,
you want to work.
What do I need to say to this person? Who is this person? How is this working toward my business? What is the result I want to get from this? I'm just going done, move on to the next thing.
Versus it's like a different level of intentionality behind it. It's like you're getting into which is the way I would much rather you be messaging people than not messaging people from any self-concept. But if you want to elevate it, this is where it's like we're not changing the quantity of the things that you're doing. We're just improving the quality of it. So for you, when you're thinking about those, like just it could take you the exact same amount of time, but the intention and the energy behind it is a little different. So, and it's coming from a thought that like, they want to hear from me. I've got to show up for them. This is important. They need this. I need to talk to them versus like, do they even want to hear from me? Oh my gosh, do they even like, it's like, maybe that's not even the energy you were coming for. You were just kind of like, I just need to make sure I check off these people. But that is like, I think that you are already in a 6-figure shift of checking the box. I think a 5-figure earner is kind of like in a stage where like, I don't even know if anyone wants to hear from me. Like, it's like all of that self-doubt. Then the 6-figure earner is like, I'm checking the box. The 7-figure earner is like, I'm building a movement and a community around this level of work. The personal chefs are going to be the next revolution for solopreneurship. And I want to lead that revolution. Like, I want to be the person that makes 1,000 personal chefs a year possible. That's the 7-figure movement.
Gotcha.
And are these people a part of my 7-figure movement? Are they going to be one of my 1,000 people to make 7 figures in order to build this business?
And maybe it's because they're not my people, but when you said that, building a movement, I immediately thought of another personal chef who has a similar business. How about is in the same niche? Let's say that. Mm-hmm. And I've heard him say that, and it's so not. There's no, like, he says the words and there's no
energy. Yes.
Yeah, I get it.
You guys have felt that before, right?
Yeah.
Like, I honestly think that for me last year, I was at a phase in my business, and I just want to just normalize that and also like tell you it's okay. I think for a lot of last year in my business, there was so much that was going on. I felt like I was honestly in a lot of that energy where I was like, I was saying all the right things. I was checking, like, I technically had sent enough emails in order to hit 7 figures. I had technically DM'd enough people. I would take that back. That's probably where I was. It's like, I posted an email for sure enough. You know what I mean? And I'd done enough webinars. I'd done enough launches. I'd spent enough money on ads. But I wasn't there. And I think that for me, there was a place where I didn't really know if I wanted to make $1 million. Like, which I know sounds absolutely insane. You're like, why would you not want to make $1 million?
Yeah.
But like, you know what I mean? It's like, there was like this energy for me that was like, I really shifted like kind of in December to be like, oh, I want this. Like, I want to make a movement of 1,000 solopreneurs. I want this. And I was just thinking about all the reasons why it's important, not only just for me and my family, and how I, like, really it changed a lot when I got pregnant. Like, I was like, I want to be the kind of like entrepreneur and mom that like Eve looks up to. Like, that really was a huge shift for me where I was like, I want her to see a badass mama that's going out there and doing the damn thing. And is like, just like, that's who I want her to see when she looks at me. And I knew I needed to step into that identity. But then also I was thinking about it, and I'm like looking at all my friends who are trying to buy houses, and I'm like, our generation is in a very different circumstance than a lot of different generations have been, where we need to be in a situation where we have a 2-income household. Like, most of us are in a situation, if you like, I mean, I think the average income in the US per household is $200K. Like, that, to just survive. Like, that's like the craziest thing. Like, and I saw a map of it, and I was like, oh, 6-figure businesses aren't just like a cool accomplishment that people get to have. Like, this is a need. And if I want to, like, a lot of people growing up had parents who were able to be stay-at-home parents, and this way I can have the flexibility to stay at home and also bring in an income that's significant, like a real income. And that's the kind of movement I want to create. I want to create those opportunities for more people too. So these are,
and when you talk about that, because I was going to say, I get stuck in the 7 figures for me, but that's one thing with sending so many DMs now. I'm starting to get messages back, and some of them are students that I didn't even realize because of their Facebook name or whatever that they were students, and how successful they are now. And they tell me things like I've changed their life and stuff. And leaning into that, and not, like you said, the people who don't reply, the people that are like, I'm in whatever country, can you send me some money? Like all the weird things that we've talked about too.
Yeah.
That like the brain just wants to go to that. And I need to train my brain to go to the life changing.
Yeah.
And when I think about that and I think about what you're saying, about teaching coaches to build such a big business because you do have the luxury of being at home and making unlimited amounts of money, my brain immediately goes to, well, I'm teaching a physical service business where they're not home. And I have to tell myself that is not an obstacle. That is just a choice for the type of business they want to have. And my 7-figure business has different and more resources for people like self-insurance and other things that are part of that aren't now, that I need to think about but not focus on enough to get overwhelmed and whatever, because that is the future, but that is the vision. And I need to, be in the vision.
Well, and even regardless of like the bigger location, time and financial freedom.
Yeah.
That is what you are selling. It is like it, and yes, yours is in a different location, but the fact that like I talk with so many of my friends and they are in bureaucratic bullshit, to be frank. Like it's like they will work, and I have obviously like I'm like my friends, we are very hard workers. Like I don't know any of my friends that is like kind of like, I just do the bare minimum. Like we're all like, let's go, let's do everything. Like my friends are working 80 hours a week. You know, they're consultants, they're flying across the country, and I see how hard they work. And one of the things that actually my dad used to say, which Jeff, if you listen to this is like no harm, no foul. But like my dad would always say, like when we would go on trips, this is why I work so hard. He was like, this is why we work so hard. And I don't think that's true, because I'm looking at my friends and they're working really hard, but the energy behind them working hard isn't for their own good. Like I know if I put the work in, I see the reward. Like what you were saying about like LinkedIn, like if I post, I like directly see that reflected in my bank account. It's incredible. And if I don't post, then I also see, if I don't DM people, I see the consequences of that too. You know, it's like we get both. But I do think that like, for me, like and also coming from a teaching background, which you did too, like we're capped. We literally are by the state. We are capped. Like there's no way I could be the most hardworking teacher. I was literally staying there until the janitors would leave, come in late, but like I would do my best, you know, it was like doing the things, and it didn't change the amount of money I saw versus now, which is amazing. And if you are a teacher, that's a fantastic profession. But for me, I wanted the flexibility. I wanted to have something that was a little bit different, that I could literally like, I could put the work in and see the reward. Like it's awesome. So that could also be something that you could be thinking about. Like, and I want you to think about like, and this is something I did at the beginning of my business for anyone that's like thinking about like, what is their bigger why? If you are thinking about creating a bigger business, a bigger movement, I would like to think about like 5 reasons why this business is an important thing to be creating in the world, like in general, and do that every day. That's like a part of my thought work where I would literally write in like, why is it important that the Personal Chef, I grow the Personal Chef Business Academy to 1 million. Like, what is the bigger why? It's like, because that would mean 1,000 people have lives that are changed. And for me, I actually say like, why is it, for me, I had to build belief that getting bigger didn't mean that I was going to experience like harm. So I literally have as one of my prompts, like, why is it safe to make 500K this year?
Yeah.
So it's like, why is it safe? Why is it like, it's okay to get visible. It's okay to like talk to more people. That's like a big thing for me, even just for this year, you know?
Yeah, that's really interesting, because I have noticed how like higher visibility and more reaching out to people and all those things in business, which is online, is bleeding over into my real life, personal life.
Yeah.
And I'm having to tell myself in personal situations that I'm safe. And I'm kind of laughing because I don't even think I would be having that issue if I wasn't putting myself out there in this completely different place and not even realizing it was a thing. And it's a thing, and that's okay. Yeah.
Isn't that weird though? Like, people will be like, why would you not want to make like insane amounts of money? So there's the emotional curve of change. And I was talking with Janae about this like a few weeks ago, and it's like the first stage is uninformed optimism, and then stage 2 is informed pessimism, and then stage 3 is the valley of despair. And then stage 4 is informed optimism, and then it goes to success and fulfillment. That's how the curve works. So I think that people who are in the uninformed optimism stage see, why wouldn't you want to make $1 million working 3 days a week? That sounds fabulous. But we are in stage 2, which is informed pessimism. We actually know how hard it is to create $1 million business. The team, the back end, the deliverables, the ad spend, there's a lot that goes into it. So we're in the informed pessimism stage and / valley of despair. And that's why I had to get that safety built back in order to be able to take relentless action to hit that goal. You know?
Yeah, it's very different than winning $1 million in the lottery. Oh, yeah. But sure, bring it on. This is very different. Very different.
We are in informed pessimism, but it is safe. It is safe for you to make more money. I can't wait to look back like 5 years from now and be like, oh, we brought in all these humans. Like they are here now. And I think that that's the work to do, is to be like, I want to be the person that's leading this big movement. I'm not just checking a box. Like, I want you to be a part of this bigger thing.
Mm-hmm. The Shelley bubble.
The Shelley bubble. Yes.
But with a better name.
I don't know. I'm here for the bubble. I love this. I think this is going to be really good for you. And I think this is helpful for everyone to hear. Like, and I don't know, I gave you more thoughts and feelings about this energy, but what you came to me asking, what is the feeling that I need to have? So when I think about my movement, I feel inspired. I feel excited. What is the emotion that you want to build your bubble with?
Yeah, I think those are perfect because those are the same feelings my people need to build their thing. Yeah.
It's funny how that works out. Determined is another one of my favorite. Focused.
Oh, focused is, that's not a...
That's one of my favorites, and it's also ADHD life, you know? It's like...
Yeah, I saw something funny that said, if you find yourself surrounded by people with ADHD, maybe you need to go get your diagnosis. And I'm like, well, I'm drawn to these people. Yeah.
Join us, we are great.
And Dr. Jamae, let me know in the chat if you're in Texas, because I saw you spoke or something at somewhere in DFW, and you guys, I want to know that I'm in Frisco, north of Dallas, and I'm wondering if we're in the same area. Yep.
It's so fun.
Yep. South. We're too far. I'm probably closer to Megan than I am to you. I'm in Frisco. Okay. That's all.
Texas is like its own country. I'm like, but I really do. I want to create some like in-person stuff later. I just got coached to not do that. And I'm like, I'm feeling like I really want to do something in person.
You can just invite us all over. You don't have to make it a whole thing.
Right? That's what I keep thinking. I'm like, maybe I'll just have like, for our baby shower, we're inviting like 60 people. So I'm like, why not be able to have like an event in person? Like, it seems fine. Janae, don't kill me. I was like, not Jamae. Janae is my friend who coached me on that last Thursday, and she will kill me. And I'm like, sorry. Just love in-person stuff. Kylie, though. Sorry, we got distracted there. But Kylie, go ahead and give us a win, and then let's get coaching.
Okay. All right. So first, I just want to say kudos to you on all you are doing in your business, because I have no idea how you are pulling it all off. Like, I watched the 1.5-hour webinar last night. I mean, it's just, you had a lot going on. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
And so with all, I guess my win, which at first I thought was going to be hard to figure out, but it's not. With the push for the EOG camp, I have had in the last week 6 people sign up for like my newsletter on my website, which is like 6 warm leads. So I felt pretty good about that. And I have 2 questions, and I know I might get one now, maybe one later. I'm going to let you decide. So I have a question about, should I change the webinar idea to maybe just like a little shorter, like going live session instead, just because of time? And then the other question is, I definitely need coaching on rebranding my business.
Okay. Well, so for me, I like to focus. So my brain always likes to focus on tomorrow's problem. Always. I think rebranding is a summer problem that we are going to figure out. I don't want you to think about rebranding until after this EOG camp launch, which is April 11th. Is last time?
Yeah, the 10th is the deadline.
April 10th. Okay.
The 10th. Yeah.
So I think for you, my dear, doing the webinar is like, let's focus on that first. And then we can focus on the rebranding and the expansion. There's a lot to focus on here about, because I gave you the feedback on it. It was like, that is awesome. So within this, for the webinar, I think you could totally do a shorter session. Here are the pros. But I think honestly, you should do hello friend. I was like, someone's watching the live that's from Jordan, from the Wadi Rum Desert that I went to. Good to see you, friend. Great to see you. Good times. So I was like, the connections you meet as life goes on. So fun. But within your webinar, the things that you want to be thinking about is it's not necessarily about this EOG camp. It's about something that you're probably going to do for years. So I want to think about this EOG camp being something that you probably do for like 5 years into the future. You know what I mean? Okay. Like when we're thinking about that kind of a level. So for you, when we're thinking about creating this webinar, I actually just gave coaching on the scaling call to somebody about this. It's about creating brand awareness, which you might need more time to do. And I would recommend potentially doing a live and a webinar. So like literally what I'm doing right now is I'm streaming this on Zoom in my Facebook group. And then I'm also streaming this on Instagram. And then people can hear the way I coach and the way I talk, but they aren't seeing, like for the webinar, they're not seeing like the slides and stuff like that. I actually have never done that, but I'm probably going to do that for my next webinar that's going to be on April 27th. So for you, I think that could be a really good like way that you can kind of do both. And not just doing shorter live sessions, but I don't want to, so again, I go hard in my launches. You know this. I like to do all
that's
the
where
things.
The kudos came from.
All the emails, all the posts, all the lives. So I actually go live every day. But you have been doing that. So I would do
about every other day. Yeah.
When is it? So it closes on the 10th. When was the webinar going to be?
I don't know.
Let's talk about that. Oh, sheesh. Okay. So, Easter is on Friday, or Easter Monday is Monday, but I think most people will be back.
Yeah, this is why I was like, dude, I just need to change this because I just don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so I was thinking like 40, if I did the webinar and then there was either like 48 hours to sign up or 72 hours to sign up, that would be like a good short, urgency, So I was thinking the 7th or the 8th.
I think so too.
It would be like a Tuesday or a Wednesday, probably Tuesday.
Let's do Tuesday the 7th. I agree. And then I would, for that webinar, do you have a name for it? Let's come up with a name for it.
No, I have nothing for it. I basically know kind of what I want to share, and you can coach me through some of that too. Yeah. But no, I have like no details. I've been just posting and going live and doing all those things and DMing, and I was like, oh, that's a great idea. And then that's kind of where it stopped.
Well, hey, that's a great first start. I would promote starting today a webinar about this. And I would say, P.S. come to the EOG if you want to join the EOG camp. Sign up for the webinar and learn more. We also need to talk about your weekly newsletter and about like what that's going to look like eventually. Just food for thought. I've got like so many ideas for you, Kylie. I'm like,
Okay.
but I'm like, for this launch, what I would do is I would do a webinar based on like what their desired outcome is. And I know you said like thrive with the EOGs. What is like, are you going to talk about like a point increase? Are you going to talk about just, was there anything like that was like a tangible data point, or was it just more?
I really hesitate to give like a tangible data point for it. I think at this
stage you're fine. You don't need to.
I think the outcome is that they go in feeling equipped. Like, I know what to do. And, cause they have a strategy, they have a plan. And, they also, my other big thing I've been promoting is like, not only am I going to help your child feel equipped and ready, but I'm also going to give them perspective so that they walk in confident and they walk out knowing they're still worthy no matter what happens. Like, because I have this big thing about how standardized testing makes young children feel, and how it should have made them feel. So I want them to be confident, but also have perspective.
Okay. I think that we make it around a general word like success, which I know that that's like actually already on the rebrand, so we're kind of like getting there. But I think that like I would do it like 3. But
because success for different students, like
Means
my
different
son. My son is projected to make a 1 on the reading. Well, I'm like, we've beaten that. That's no problem. We're going to at least, make better than a 1.
Yeah.
So success is so different for every kid.
Yeah. So I would make it something like 3 steps to EOG success, how to, like something like that. And then
So the three steps fits in good with kind of how I organize everything. Is around, and I know this is coach terms, but I can put it in lay terms, but I organize everything around your mindset, the methods that you use, and the way that you manage your time, your resources, and your thoughts. Like, that's my 3 things: mindset, methods, and management.
I like that mindset method. Okay, I don't even know if we need to. The only thing that I would do is maybe change mindset to confidence. Or you could do like,
it could be confidence, strategy, confidence, methods, and strategy or something. I mean,
I like that.
Something.
Something like that. And you can get fun with it, but like, that's the only thing that I was like, maybe we should make this a little bit stronger in that regard. But I do think that, so for you, I would start promoting this. The only tricky, so it's like when you, and I talked with Dr. DeMay about this, client filters. You want to make it as easy as possible for someone to go, I see this thing and then I work with you, So technically adding a webinar in is adding it's adding a step, right? It goes seeing something, attending webinar, working with you. However, I do think that you've got enough people that, or at least enough people in your audience that could use a little extra oomph for like, this is why we want to sign up. Are any of your one-on-one tutoring students going to join?
So what has ended up happening with that, and this will be something I think about next year, but I'm almost kind of piloting it with a couple of them during their one-on-one sessions.
Okay. What you could do as a backup, if you want to get data and just test it, is you could also offer to let them join for free.
Yes, I was thinking about that.
Or discount.
I had a girl message me yesterday saying, I don't think we can do this because of budget reasons. I said, well, how about I let her do it for free for testimonials and reviews and just feedback. And so, I'd already thought about, even if nobody signs up for science, I could go ahead and like reach out to a few science teachers and say, listen, you got one kid, they can come do it for free.
Yeah.
And I at least get some feedback and like
a scholarship.
Yeah.
I think that'd be really good. I think that like, and you can call it like a student success scholarship.
Yeah.
And be like, we're giving back. This is a way that we want to give back. I like that a lot. I think that's good. So that out of the way, then we know we are really truly just, so it's like filling the groups is not necessarily like a concern. We're going to fill them somehow, some way. We are really doing this to test the validity and to see how this works for years to come. So I do think that if that's the case, then for sure do the webinar, because I think it would be, and like promote this webinar. So what you can do is I would post about the 3 steps to EOG success. I would do it on 4/7. I would do it at, and then I would do those 3 methods. The bigger thing that I want you to hit is like especially because I do know your rebrand is potentially heading towards older students. Being like the same things that they need to succeed with the EOG are the same things that they need to master the SAT. This is going to set them up for not just this year, but for years into the future. So it's like setting your students up for years to come. Because they're going to be taking tests regardless of what they do. You know what I mean? It's like they're going to be taking tests if they decide to go the collegiate route, if they go to high school, like they will go to high school. So it's like they're going to need it some.
And that's part of the reason why we didn't try to differentiate and spread ourselves too thin, because there is so much transfer. Like there's so much applicable across grade levels.
Yeah. Okay. So I love this. Okay. So then what I want you to do is I want you to think of what could be a bonus that you could include if people sign up by now. You already have the closing cart bonus of urgency. Like the group is starting on the 11th. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's not like we can go in and be like there's already, it's not even just perceived urgency. It's actually like real urgency. Like
real
if
urgency.
you don't sign up, you literally miss the group. Bad news.
Right.
You can't join late.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I think that that's going to be motivation in and of itself, but you could offer a one-on-one session for people if they sign up by like, you could do a 48-hour bonus. I do that. So one of the things that I was telling Shelly about her launch is I include different bonuses at different levels that's a strategy to build in more urgency for the people. So I do a 48-hour bonus, and then I also have a closing cart bonus and a pay in full bonus. Those are like the bonuses that I have. So what if we do, if they pay in full, they get a one-on-one?
yeah. Sounds good.
Nikisha was like, I've seen babies here yet. I was like, no, we're not due until June, girl. It's like, I've got plenty of time. But yeah, it's so funny. So, so I would do 3 bonuses, and I would do, if they pay in full, they get a one-on-one session.
Okay. All right.
And then your 48-hour bonus is essentially like, because my launches are typically 2 weeks of open cart. So I would go in and I would do a closing cart bonus. Typically for me, because it's so long for an open cart, I feel like sometimes people are like just waiting. Like Shelly experienced that with her launch. Like when we were talking to her, it's like you're just like, hey guys, like it's like 2 weeks. People a lot of times typically don't sign up until like the very end, you know. So what I would do for you is I would make sure that like there's just another incentive for people paying in full versus doing a plan. But I think that's good. You don't need a 48-hour bonus. You don't need a closing cart bonus. I think that that's awesome. So any other questions about that? Are you feeling good?
Only other question is like, what's the push for like advertising it? Just similar to how I'm already promoting the camps. Just
Yes. I would, now for you, there are 2 ways that you can go about this. Whenever I'm doing a launch, I typically include so what I would define the stage you're in right now is a pre-launch phase. So you are in the pre-launch phase, you're building brand awareness about the group, but you're also building brand awareness about the webinar itself. So the way that I traditionally, and you guys are going to see this, my launch starts on Monday, is I traditionally do a call to action, which is the CTA at the end that says join the webinar. And then I say, P.S., this group is starting soon. If you want to learn more, join the webinar. So my call to action is going to be join the fully booked formula, how to scale to 6 figures over the summer. And then the PS is going to be join the 6-figure scaling mastermind. Enrollment opens on April 27th, right? So then what we're going to do is you're going to have from there, you can do a mix. So you can either have the call to action be join the webinar, PS group is opening, or you can do it reverse. The group is opening, PS if you want to learn more, come to this webinar. But I would do a mix of both of those if I were you.
Okay.
Because if you're thinking about it, again, the psychology of sales, you need to build brand awareness about these 2 things. So you want to get opt-ins. We need to talk about really and even before we talk about rebranding, on the session that we have April 14th, I really want to talk to you about a weekly newsletter, because I know we talked about that previously, but I think that we need to kind of go over a new strategy for it, because you're going to get people joining your newsletter. You know what I mean? So
I got 6 people.
I know. I'm like, so we've got people coming now, so we've got to get, and let's say we've got 20 people to register for this webinar. Then we're going to need something to send them every week. You know what I mean?
Right,
Something to nurture
And
them.
I did send out, and I've had 2 or 3 people join since then. I'll go ahead and push it out to them. But I did send out a little end of year testing sort of newsletter thing. So
awesome. Okay, so and what I would do is I would send a newsletter to your audience, and I'd be this is happening, tell your friends, this week. And then I would do, so again, I'm just putting rebranding, save that for later, newsletter. For real, we need to talk about that later. Okay. Newsletter strategy, when we will talk about that in a little bit, because I've got lots of them, but I don't want to distract you right now. So for this one, when we're thinking about the CTAs, you want to do an alternating version of it. You want to create brand awareness about the EOG camp in this group. You also want to get people onto the webinar. And shoot, there was something else I was going to say. Was there any other questions that you had about
that? No. I feel like I have also a few people that have shown interest that I could at least reach out to and tell them individually about the webinar that could still benefit from it. Maybe can't sign up for the camp, but might, later on.
Or scholarship.
Something. Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's again, because for me, the first time that, and I was prepared to have all my one-on-ones join my first, it was called the Business Fulfillment Mastermind. Who knows what that, call to action is. I've learned so much since 2022, my God. But within that, when I ran that group, I went in and had, I had it as a backup that I would have my one-on-one sign up. And I would just let them come in for free, just in case, worst case scenario.
Yeah. Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Of course. Okay. And then we're saving for later, rebranding a newsletter, but we've got strategies. Trust me, I promise. I've got you. I'm we are going to rebrand. We're going to get the newsletter going. We're going to save that for now. Just focus on this. And we've got
this will be enough.
This is plenty. I'm
this is plenty. Thank you.
Of course. So good. Awesome, Kylie. Oh, and what I was going to say is go live every day following as well. So I go every day, I would just go live every day for that. And then during the webinar, actually stream it like I'm streaming right now. And then I would do your,
tech wise, how do I do that? Just set up my phone on a tripod.
People of the, I was so this is what I literally did is I have a little tripod. I literally also didn't even have a tripod until a few years ago. I would just put my phone up against my cup. But now I need a tripod because I need to I need to charge it. Actually, Shelly saw that when we did in the mastermind, we do these powerhouse productivity sessions, and I put my phone in the tissue box, and it was great. I was like, it's great. Because I needed a place. The tripod wasn't working with the charger, so I was like, nah, this works.
Yeah.
You know?
Good.
So
Awesome.
good, Kylie. I'm so excited. And what's your goal for this launch? You said you wanted 10 people in each?
No, I actually just said 3 of each.
Three
Like,
of
that's
each.
that's my minimum. Like, I feel like this is
Viable.
enough, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, and it's funny, Kenya is also a teacher, and she's on, so she knows the EOG stuff well. And now we're gonna get it even stronger as time goes on too.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course, so good. All right, and I have a little bit longer because my client actually moved our session. So Jamay, give us a win, and I can go a little bit longer than 12 today.
The win is that I got the white vest the white jacket memo today.
Yes, it's like we are rocking it. I was like, does
Twinsies.
mine close because of my belly? Absolutely not, but here we are.
And I did a partnership with the New York City celebrity makeup artist.
Awesome. Okay, we love this. Congratulations. I love that you did this. What can I give you some coaching on?
My offer, one of the things that I realized today in a pro bono, I did take on one pro bono client. And today in session 3, I've offered her 4 sessions. Today in session 3, people create results within a month. So it's not a big deal.
Great.
So they do create results within a month. Most people, some people take 3 months.
Yeah.
But, the offer that I have is that they become sought after. So she is sought after. She created, another call on day after tomorrow. But I'm like, well, now what? Like, okay, like if they come to me sought after or they want to become sought after, which is my offer, I'm like, well, why did she bring me in then? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, if she is like on the precipice of becoming sought after and then she becomes sought after during my coaching, what am I actually selling? Like, why did she come to me? It wasn't for that. She was like, I came to you because I want to create like a luxury brand. That's what she said when she came to me pro bono 3 weeks ago. And
Okay.
I'm like, they already have this. I'm like, well, what are people coming to me for? You're stopping me. What's going on?
I'm like, okay, so what if your perception of luxury is like, for where you were thinking you would get people is from a level 2 to a 3. Let's just put luxury brand on a scale of 1 to 10. And you're saying that she's like at a 4?
To me, she's like at an 8. She's creating, when I did like my first call with her, I'm like, she's already doing the thing.
Okay.
But she keeps coming back. And I'm like, well, what is she here for? And like, she's sought after again, creating people coming to her from nowhere. I was like, where'd this client come from? She's like, I don't even know.
But I would say that she is coming to you because she wants to go from an 8 to a 10.
Well, how do you sell that? I'm like, how do you measure that? I'm like, is it influence? But how do you even measure influence? Because, I'm all about the measurable thing.
Yeah,
So,
but I think so I think that your brain has created a problem where a problem is not. I was like, I think that you are, I was like, Shelly is like, it's like, I literally am just like, what if she came to you because she wants to go from an 8 to a 10 and you can help her go from an 8 to a 10? That's fine. But I think that your question is, I want to get paid clients in April, right? That's the goal. It's
yeah, but if I don't know what result I'm selling, I'm like, she says she wanted to come to me to go from an 8 to a 10. Do I sell? You come to me because you want to go from an 8 to a 10. Like, that's so abstract conceptual.
yes, but okay. So let's think about it. Why did she come to you? Why is she coming back every week? Because you just listed influence.
Yes.
What does she want influence for? What is her business?
Her business is coaching women executives.
Okay. So how has working with you helped her?
Well, she created a new client this week. So
Do you think
that's
that
one thing.
and you also, this is what the point I made to you in your Loom yesterday, is that you have signed clients, Jamae, paid clients in
But
your life.
I don't do it with the regularity. I know how to, I can help anybody do anything, but I can't help myself do anything. So like my clients are creating better results than me, Megan.
But that's how, okay, so I have a client that made $1 million in a year. Last year, Amy Gorin, who's going to be on the podcast episode on April 13th, made $1 million in a year with maternity leave. She literally crossed the 7-figure mark while taking a 3-month maternity leave in a really a 9-month period. And now she's on track for 1.5 to 2 million. Easy. So for me, I have never made $1 million in a year. I've made $1 million in 5, but I have not made $1 million in a year. Why do people come to me? They want to get clients. They want to make money.
She has clients. She's making money. She's sought after. Clients are coming from nowhere.
But my point is, I can help people at that stage without being there myself by teaching them the things that I did to get where I am.
Okay. So
Now, I
maybe
don't do all
should-
my marketing there. I'm not
Sure.
like, I want to attract all the people who are making 7 figures. No, that would be terrible. That would like, because I don't have that self-concept. Like, I don't have the processes. Like, I know how I helped Amy get there, but I don't have that for everybody. That would be like you, again, saying that that was a point I made about like the 7-figure or the 6-figure month. I would never, like, I haven't made 6 figures in a month. Ever. Like, I made 6 figures a quarter, multiple quarters. But I haven't, so it's like, I would never be like, I want to bring in the people who are making 7 figures. But you want to bring in the people who are wanting to sign their first or next client and make more money this month. And it doesn't need to be the what did you call it? The political thing. It's still prestigious positioning.
It is. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. I think, again, this is why I'm like, I think you're making a problem where there isn't one.
Okay. I just feel like I don't know how to, I want to lead in what I'm selling. Like, I want to know that I can create the results for myself that I have for my clients, and I haven't necessarily done that. So I just want to make sure that I'm leading in that way. Yes, I can create clients to do all the things that we talked about, but I have not created those results for myself. And I'm like, well, I've created influence, and I'm like, well, I don't know how to measure this. And then I think I like what you're saying, though. I might just need to get out and just work with more people. So, and maybe I'm creating a problem where there doesn't need to be one. And then the issue should be about just mostly creating consults and signing another client tomorrow. And I just say whatever it is I need to say to do that. Well, not anything, but.
No, but like, that's the point is like, so it's like, I want to learn how to fill up a group in a launch, right? That is something I want to learn how to do. I teach you guys how to launch. I teach you how to make a group. I teach you how to market for a group. I know all that. But I don't talk about how to fill up for sure a group right now. And that's why you sign up to work with me, because I haven't done that before. But you have signed clients. You have brought in consults. We want to go back to the things that you, and they don't need to know that these are pro bono people. You've still brought in clients. Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you can say that, hey, this is what I've done. I've helped people to sign their first or next clients. I signed a client this month and she got a client. Here's how I helped her to do that.
Okay. All right.
Does that feel like it is believable enough for you to talk about it confidently?
Yeah.
How did you sign this pro bono client?
She came from my email list.
How did she get on your email list?
Well, I made her an offer to get on the email list. She accepted the offer.
Where Where did you make her an offer?
Oh, I made her offer probably to her because I've met her in a social networking group.
Oh my gosh, it was like elite networking?
Elite networking. I met her at elite networking, and she signed up for my email list, and then from the email list she signed up for support, one-on-one support.
Could you teach that?
Yeah, I could teach that. I do. That's elite
You
networking.
do. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying, Jamae. I think you're making it harder than it needs to be.
Okay.
We don't need to go to your political background. We don't need to go to your influence as a professor. We just need to talk about. I love going to networking events. I love collaborating with makeup artists in New York City. I can teach you how to do all these things, and that's going to increase your powerful positioning. That's going to increase your elite networking, and that's going to help you strategically plan to sign your first or next clients.
Okay. Okay.
Do you see how but I wouldn't change the things that you say. I wouldn't call it something other than elite networking. I wouldn't change it to I wouldn't go out of prestigious positioning. I wouldn't go out of strategic planning. I would still keep all of those things. But it's like, I know how to it's like, here's how I make offers after I go to networking events. That's what I want what if we do that, Jamae, as your topic of your post this week?
That's a good idea. I could just talk about
how to go to networking events, how to not be weird.
Yeah.
How to ask people to do collaborations. Part of my part of my prestigious positioning protocol that I teach my clients is how to do collaborations. It gets you access to another person's audience. As you guys saw, I just did a collaboration with the New York City makeup artist this year. This is how I want to teach you how to do collaborations so that you can gain influence in other markets as well.
Okay. Thanks for simplifying that for me. It's so elegant.
But how good is that? So what if your post, have you written your post for this week?
No, I didn't know what to write. I have writer's block.
There we go. Right, unblocked. So for you today, this week's post is going to be all about elite networking. That's going to be your pillar of the week. It's going to be all about elite networking and how you get people on your email list from networking groups.
Okay, so I like that is more organic and more iterative based on what I am doing in my business. And that is true. That's elite networking. Okay.
Yes. And then next week, okay, what is your post going to be about then?
Maybe I need to go create some more results and then decide what the post will be about.
Well, I think prestigious positioning.
It could be, yes.
Because you already did that. So, and then this next 2 weeks, I would do prestigious positioning and I would talk about how you get collaboration opportunities.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So
they build upon each other. They don't have to be so separate. Because the work is really integrated anyway. So, okay.
And then what we do is and then over the next 2 weeks, you think about, okay, what did I tell this corporate coach? How did she get her client? What did it look? Why did she get a client? And then we talk about like maybe what you did with her in week 3's post.
Okay.
That's what I would do. So in between now and the 5-Figure Foundation call, go forth and write the post about elite networking this week.
Okay.
And be like, here's how I signed a client from a networking event.
Thanks for distilling that out for me.
And yes, it's a pro bono client, but it's like,
and it's fine. You said that's irrelevant. I think.
Yeah. I was like, you still signed the client?
Yeah. I did from my email list, from a elite networking group, and she signed up for the email list. So
it's like how I signed a client from a networking event. Why you need to get more people on your email list from the networking you're doing.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Of course. And then I think really quickly, Kylie, let's see in the chat. Confidence, strategy, stamina. Love it. Think, solve, finish strong. Good. I think the first one. Confidence, strategy, stamina. You got this. Okay, good luck, everybody. It was so good to have you today. I will see you next Tuesday at 11 if you're in the Facebook group or if you're with one of me in my programs. Either 5-Figure Foundation is today at 1, and then 6-Figure Scaling is at tomorrow at 11 to 1 as well. So I'll see you guys there. All right, bye, everybody.